So this is the National Park Peneda de Gerês in the northeast of Portugal, up near the Spanish border. We've just arrived yesterday and it's really quite a unique landscape. So here we are out on a dawn session in Peneda de Gerês National Park. Wendy's complaining that it's too early.
It always is.
And,
at least by half an hour.
Down there's a wonderful landscape which we can't see. There's not been a cloud in the sky for several days, which has been great for camping and walking and barbecuing and the like, but not great for photography. But I'm hopeful for this morning with the light on the landscape. Really struggling with the light this morning. I don't think it's really come together. I'll have something from it. I love this rock here with the landscape down below, but hazy light and no information in the sky, so not ideal conditions.
Oh my goodness, these are big craters. So interesting. Getting the vegetation on this side.
Yes.
See how lush that is after it's been so dry and barren.
Yeah. Peneda de Gerês is a really rugged, wild landscape. Really quite beautiful, but very difficult to photograph as well. But we've been here a few days out hiking and the like, getting to know the lie of the land, and now I think this location is looking very strong for this evening. Up here for an evening shoot after wrecking it this morning, using these purple jobbies here in my foreground. I've got a little stopper filter on here just to slow things down so that when I get a bit of breeze, like now, just a bit of motion blur in my foreground. It gives me an exposure around about 10 seconds. And as you can see, it's just given a bit of blur to that vegetation there in the foreground, so I think that's working quite well. And for the first time since we've been here, we've got quite an interesting sky, so it's all looking good. Just working on a panorama here. Frustratingly, as the sun's dipping now, all the clouds are going. Nice light though. Villarreal at dawn. Not a soul about. It's almost 7 o'clock and still not a soul around. So Villarreal is located right on the edge of Deep Gorge. Bom dia.
Bom dia. Coffee, anyone?
So we're in the Douro Valley, the famous wine region, and from our base in Villarreal, our mission for today is to find locations both for evening and morning with this wonderful landscape of rolling hills and mountains and the vineyards. It's really quite beautiful, but very hazy light at the moment.
We're here in the Douro region of Portugal. Frustratingly this morning, after discussing with the campsite owner that we needed to get out at 6 a.m. to catch the light, he didn't surface until 6:15, so we're running slightly late here, which is really frustrating because it's rather beautiful this morning after having really hazy conditions where shooting wasn't an option. So we're making the best of a tricky situation here. We've driven another 15-20 minutes around the valley to catch this shot that we eyeballed yesterday. This lovely village nestled in the Douro Valley, surrounded by all the terraces. It reminds us so much of Nepal.
Really been struggling with haze here in the Douro Valley, and maybe this isn't the best time of year to be here. But nevertheless, this morning, despite a fair few frustrations, got some gorgeous light on the village down here below me, so well pleased with this session. So I'm walking the ramparts here at Óbidos, this walled town, which is an absolute gem and a must to be photographed. But these ramparts are pretty narrow with no barrier on this side. So you can see passing other tourists on these ramparts is a little bit edgy. So we've come back to Óbidos for when the lights come on at dusk, and this time of day it's got quite a tranquil, appealing atmosphere. It's a real tourist hellhole in the middle of the day with coach trips coming here from Lisbon. But now I'm just waiting until it gets dark enough. It's not quite as well illuminated as I had hoped, but nevertheless, worth trying. With these kind of night shots, there's always a prime time when there's that perfect balance between the lights on in the buildings and in the town and that left in the sky. And I think we've just gone beyond it now. So this is Alcobaça, Portugal's largest church, and I've just been inside photographing handheld with a tilt and shift lens at ISO 1600. Not really the way to do things, but nevertheless it's lovely light in there, quite moody.